In the original Lilo and Stitch movie, Jumba states that Experiment 626 can lift objects 3,000 times his size. In later media, this was changed/specified to be 3,000 times his weight. Knowing this, it is possible to calculate Stitch's approximate weight based on what he can hold. Our best source for this information is Season 1, Episode 13 of the series, Swirly. Stitch is seen hoisting up 2 bulldozers on steel beams, albeit with visible difficulty. Gantu then comments that Stitch cannot lift even an ounce over the 3,000 times mark, demonstrating this point by adding an ounce to the load, whereupon Stitch collapses. This confirms that what he was lifting was exactly 3,000 times his weight. That means it's time for math. While bulldozers vary in size and therefore in weight, the average for a basic dozer without gratuitous add-ons like the ones seen in the episode is going to be around the ballpark of 17,400 pounds or almost 8,000 kilograms. That's the easy part. Figuring out the steel beams is going to require more than a quick Google search. These appear to be standard I-beams used frequently in construction for their flexibility and durability. Your average I-beam is going to weigh 22 pounds per foot in length. Looking back at the episode, these beams are approximately the length of exactly 2 bulldozers. The standard bulldozer is going to be around 26.5 feet long, but the ones in the episode look shorter than that, if the person standing nearby is any indication. So we're going to say that those are about 20 feet each. So a beam approximately twice that length with standard thickness is going to be around the ballpark of 880 pounds. Now to put it all together. 2 17,400-pound bulldozers on top of 2 880-pound beams is going to be a total of a whopping 36,560 pounds. To my international friends, I don't know what that is in kilograms, but no matter what measurement you're using, that's huge. This means that all that's left to do is to divide this by 3,000, bringing Stitch's approximate weight to 12 pounds.
That's it?
That doesn't sound right, does it? Keep in mind this is not an exact calculation. It's mainly based on guesswork, and the objects involved could very well be a lot heavier than they look. If you prefer to think of Stitch as heavier, then a more generous weight would be 22 pounds. This is a bizarre outcome when you consider that your average kindergartner weighs around 47 pounds. This would make Stitch lighter than Lilo, despite the fact that he's supposed to be physically denser. Yeah, this makes no sense. The most likely explanation here is that the producers of the Swirly episode thought that bulldozers are way heavier than they actually are. Maybe 4 dozers would have been more accurate. Who knows? If there's anything I've learned from studying this franchise, it's to take everything with a grain of salt. There are a lot of things in the series that don't make sense, and at the end of the day, that's because its target demographic is children. Adult fans automatically tend to overthink everything, and I'm no exception. My point is, Stitch's weight is probably supposed to be a lot more. I've heard guesses of up to 80 pounds before. The simple fact here is that nobody writing Swirly did the math because the intended audience would not care. We care because we are not the intended audience. Whether you want Stitch to be 12 pounds or more is up to you. That's the beauty of fiction. We can all have different ideas and theories, and at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what's canon or not because the point is to enjoy the story. 2 17,400-pound bulldozers on top of 2 1,700 shit. If you prefer to think of Stitch as heavier, then a more generous weight could be 2. Fuck.